I'm Shar.
And I'm Lo. And that's London.
And we are the Gross.
The Gross family.
Yeah.
So we're going to start some marriage questions, y'all. How long did you date before marriage?
We dated, what, 5 years?
About 5 years.
We dated 5 years.
Yep.
We were friends first.
Yep. I always say our marriage math is different because it's like we knew each other for a minute, then we like started hanging out and got cool, and then we actually dated. Yeah. So I'll say it was a good 5 years total, and then we got married. So and then we've been married for 5.
Yeah. And
then how long is too long to wait to get married, and why?
For me, too long. Waiting too long. It has to be like 3 years. About 3 years.
Why you say that?
3-4 years is too long because after about that 2nd year mark, you know this person that you're with. You haven't been through everything together just yet, but you know this person's ups and downs. You know their moods, how they feel, and you know if they're the one to be married to and that you want to spend the rest of your life with. So I would say by 3-4 years, if we're not doing it, it's like, hey, all right then.
So I'll say the same. I'll say about 2 years, because you're able to go through the ups and downs. You gotta understand, like, marriage is supposed to be like forever. So you gotta understand each other's tendencies, and you give yourself a full cycle time to like experience that with each other, because it's like you're connecting to somebody on a deeper level every day. So you want to know like the full depths of your compatibility before making that big of a commitment to each other.
Do.
Yeah. When did you feel it was time to get married during the dating phase? So I would say probably about the 2 year mark.
2 years.
I had the ring about 8 months before I proposed. I was just trying to see, you know what I'm saying, so that we could get there. So when we get married, I'm like,
oh yeah, because I started to ask, like, hey.
And I was playing it cool.
We done been in this a good minute now.
I had the ring hid good too,
because like about normally, that 3 year mark, I was saying like, hey.
And I'm just saying, like, I'm just taking notes. I'm just observing to see if, you know what I'm saying, like, all right. She can cook, yes. When did you feel? No, we answered that one. Do you believe it's ultimately up to the man to decide when it's time for marriage? From a traditional standpoint, sure. But I would say that y'all have to know each other and y'all both should feel comfortable, because a lot of times you see where people feel pressured to get married just because they think that the other person wants to, or the other person's family, and those types of situations.
The man could be ready and the woman cannot.
Right.
So like we said, you just have to both be on the same page.
Yeah.
You got to know each other. You got to know. And no, it's not just ultimately the man's decision, because a lot of times some women are ready to get married before the man.
Yeah. And again, that's why I said that 2 years, y'all know where y'all at and where y'all like life trajectory is at.
You've had that conversation,
because
sit down.
As a guy, you could be thinking like, I want the traditional like stay at home mom and we just have a bunch of kids. But then in her mind, she's hitting her stride in her career, and she's trying to become CEO or executive vice president or whatever like company she's at. So you want to be able to talk about those things so y'all can make sure that like it's lining up. You know?
Yeah.
How soon? We answered that one. In your opinion, what has changed to make younger generations look at marriage negatively?
To make the younger generations look at it negatively?
Yeah.
I would say because so much of the younger generation is counting on the old school way. And looking at the old school way by when we say the man has to do this, the man has to be the sole provider, the man has to, get down on one knee. Yes, he still has to get down on one knee, but it's so much of you got to go to school first, you got to finish this, you got to be in before you got to get married, before you have kids. I think that so many of the older folks, they kind of instill that into us younger folks, and so that is what's giving the negative picture on it.
Yeah.
It's kind of giving.
They want to buck the system. They tired of just because Big Mama did that 50 million times. They don't want to do it the old school
way anymore.
To piggyback off of that, I will also say they don't value commitment.
Yeah.
You know, and they want everything when they want it now, and they caught up kind of in the moment. They're not really looking at forever, for real. And so even in relationships, it's cool, but like they don't want to like have anything that's gonna like tie them down long term. So.
And they feel like, hey, one person forever. I'm with that one person.
Yeah.
They look at that negative.
Got short attention spans is what it is, man. It's something in the food, I'm trying to tell you. How do you think social media encourages people to marry for financial reasons?
I think because with social media, everyone sees all this flashy glam now.
Yeah.
And
Yeah, because it's flash and glam.
I gotta cut that part out. What's the question again?
Because it's flash and glam. Social media, financial reasons. Because you had kind of jumped ahead. But we was talking about social media encouraging people to marry for financial reasons. And he was like, because it's the social media thing.
You're not even crying.
Watch
Go get your
Bluey.
scent box. Go get your scent box.
Yeah.
Go.
Get the scent box and get your notes. Where
Get
your
your
notes?
Get your purse. Go get your purse.
You ain't even really crying, monkey. Can we finish? Let us finish and then we'll play, okay?
Let me see the monkey.
Okay.
Show me monkey.
2K.
I think social media has a lot to do with. Let's just.
Go. You think social media? You think social media?
I think social media encourages the younger generation to, or just people in general, to marry for finances. Because when you look at social media, you scroll, you see people pages, they're living this on social media wise, they're living this fancy, glamorous lifestyle. And so when you enter this person's life, you're like, oh, we finna do that too.
Yeah.
We finna go all on the trips. We finna be in, Bali, Maui, all of that. We finna be all out here. We finna go to Hawaii. We finna be on trips, go to Aruba. You just see that part of social media, not see the person actual lifestyle that's not maybe all that glammed up to be. So I think it's a front.
Y'all remember the episode of Girlfriends? Remember Girlfriends, the series Girlfriends? Tony got married in that fabulous wedding, but then the rest of it was about how the dude couldn't afford it because he did all that to pay for the wedding. He was broke. He like it was bad. But I'll just say that you have to marry for each other and understand that a lot of the younger folks too, by them kind of going away from what their grandparents knew, they taking away the spirituality out of it. And you understand that marriage is like a spiritual like agreement. It's a covenant that you, your significant other, and God are coming in together.
And you gotta put God first.
And that supersedes you. Bless you. And that supersedes anything, you know. So, and I think the younger generation doesn't necessarily grasp that, or if they do, like they're just not, you know, it's not as many of them as like our era.
Exactly.
Is there pressure to reach the traditional life milestones such as marry, having children? I would say no. It's because it's your life to live, like we just said. You're the one who has to pay the bills and change the diapers. You know, you're the one who has to take care of that child night and day, or to have to pay the mortgage on that house. So trying to do it to impress somebody else, nah, you got to do what's comfortable and go at a pace that works for you.
Exactly.
So, what about you?
I don't think so. Honestly, because again, It's all up to you. It's you. You are the person that has to deal with the situation. So you can't think about what someone else is saying or what someone else did. And I honestly think a lot of this the younger generation, they go by that. They're like, I can't do what Big Mama used to do. I'm me. Because I've seen how, a lot of the younger kids, they do. They're like, that's the old way. I'm not finna do it that way.
Yeah.
I'm doing it my way. So if I got 5 kids before I get married, hey, I got 5 kids.
Basically,
so
yeah.
I don't think so.
All right, last question. What does marriage mean to you?
To me, well, to us as a couple, marriage is forever.
Make it last forever.
And you're with that one person that you vow, to love and respect, to
your
give
telephone
that
line
to
is tied right to my
each and every day. And it's just an open line of communication forever. It's not going to be perfect.
Communication, commitment, and trust for the rest of your life. That's what it is.
You vow to be faithful. You vow to be honest. And you vow to forever love that person through all their ups and downs. Yeah. Same.
It's for life, man. It's you have that lifelong commitment, man. And,
it's like being jumped into a game.
I was trying to keep it, but that's basically what it is. And if you know, you know. All right. That's all I got.
You have one more.